My apologies, y'all, for my appearance. I got to do this one with a wrinkled t-shirt. You guys don't care what I look like, do you?
You are now listening to the Just Corrections podcast with your host, William Young.
Can we just get this show on the road?
Walking through your facility on the first day or for the first time can be a super overwhelming experience for a new officer. The barking, right? The banging, cold, icy stares, glares from everywhere makes you feel, as one subscriber so eloquently put it, like a target. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about it. Let's dig in. Greetings, my fearless frontliners, my fellow guardians of the galleries. I'm William Young, and this is my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a current, aspiring, retired, or soon-to-be retiring correctional professional, and you're looking for content that educates, elevates, informs, engages, then you're in the right place. If you're just here for war stories or to commiserate with somebody who only spent 6 or 7 months in the profession, this is not going to be that. And before I jump into the fire, before we roll into the topic, I got to take a second to thank the members of the JCP, Just Corrections Patreon community. You are the reason I can create the content that y'all are consuming right now, so I truly appreciate it. And I also want to take a quick second to wish all of the new cadets, the new candidates, the new rookies, the new boots that are entering the profession, the academy. I want to wish y'all good luck. You totally got this. All right, let's go. How do we deal with the feeling that you're a target? That is the question posed by a subscriber, and this is what he writes. He says, today, quote, "Today was my first day, and when we took a tour of the prison and we got to the blue unit and seeing all these people watching us as we walked through, I felt like a target." How do you deal with that feeling? Man, I remember, close quote, sorry. Man, I remember that feeling. Hundreds of eyeballs looking down on me, sizing me up. It was a little much. My first experience in the facility and my facility walking through was during my interview. Before they sat us down in front of the panel, they had a sergeant walk me through the facility and show me around. I like that they do this because they want to see how you react, right? How you're going to respond to the environment. And I was super overwhelmed. The worst part of it for me, if I remember, was the locks, the loud buzzing, popping sound that the locks make as the control room opens the doors. And the doors, holy smoke, the sound of a giant steel door slamming against a steel door jamb. Everything was loud. Everything was echoey, and yes, there was barking. I remember walking through an area that had a large window that was looking from the hallway into the units, and I could see in, right? And so the inmates could see out, and they absolutely knew that I was new. I know they did. My shirt was tucked in. I was clean shaven, right, as before this, and despite my attempt to appear unfazed by the place, I'm sure that they knew. And this one guy, right, he walks right up to the window, and he smiles real big. He flexes his arm and he starts barking. It was so weird, so unnerving. All of the inmates and all of the units we walked by were staring at me, staring me up, staring me down, sizing me up, giving me cold, icy stares. And that was my first little taste, my first experience, but that was nothing compared to how I felt the first time I walked into my unit alone. Holy crap, that was an experience, right? 64 grown men watching me walk to the podium, 128 eyes on me, judging, all of that. It was a lot. So how did I deal? How do I deal with that feeling, the feeling that I'm a target? Well, honestly, I never really thought of myself as a target. I mean, I knew the inmates were going to test me, right? Try to manipulate me, to try to have me bring stuff in, but I never felt like I was a target. I understood that there was a possibility that I could get assaulted, but I never felt like a target, if that makes sense. I guess for me, it was my perception of who I am and what I do. I'm the officer. I'm the alpha. I run the unit. And I'm not saying that I was or that I am a badass, but I was confident in my abilities. Are we targets? Sure. Absolutely we are. Inmates will try to manipulate us and use us and hurt us if they feel so inclined, but I never felt like a target. Do you see the difference? See, I knew that going into my first shift, I was Daniel in the lion's den, that I was on my own. The expectation was that I could and would handle my business, meaning effectively manage my unit on my own through communication and being proactive. And even though I felt fear, I wasn't afraid. I knew who I was and what I could and couldn't do and what I would and wouldn't do. So even though I was targeted, I wasn't a target. I remember escorting a guy one time, a big guy, coming from court, and we had to search him on the way back. And in the dressing room, he backed up, he took off his shirt, he turned, he flexed, and he started growling at me. And I didn't move. Now, I can't really tell you why I didn't move or why I wasn't necessarily afraid. Was I nervous? Yes. Was I wondering what the hell was happening? Of course. But I wasn't afraid. I said, look, bro, what are you trying to do here? You're like 3 times my size, and if you wanted to do something, you would have already done it. So let's just finish the search and head upstairs. And the guy looked puzzled for a minute, and then he laughed, and he said he was just messing around. And then I told him that he needed to work on his war face and save that growling shit for someone else, and we went upstairs. And I'm not saying to ignore your emotions or to suck it up or anything like that. I'm just saying to be confident in what you do and who you are. Understand that you, well, maybe not really you, but the uniform, right? What you represent is a target, but that doesn't mean that you need to feel like a target or carry yourself like a target. Trust your training, know your limits, handle your business. Look, that feeling does go away as you become more accustomed to the stairs and the games, okay? I promise. But in the meantime, you can always reach out to your support network to talk and work through what's going on in your head. Talk with your friends, with your family, coworkers, peer support. Talk to someone. Say the shit out loud and take away its power. You got this. Look, we're all targets all of the time. Our safety and our sanity is on the line all the time. So own it. Admit it. Talk about it. Work through it. You got this. Just believe in yourself. Confidence is currency. And remember that we've all been there, and some of us still go there from time to time. You're going to be fine. I know you will. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us today, for listening, for watching this episode of the podcast. New episodes available daily, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Set a reminder on your phone. Put it on your calendar. I don't want you to miss a word of anything that I say. So make sure you subscribe to the show, follow the show on YouTube or whatever podcast platform you're consuming this on. Jump on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, LinkedIn. What if we're linked on LinkedIn? Does that even, never mind. Leave a comment, get involved, engage, share the show with your friends, family, fellow correctional professionals, everybody. The Just Corrections podcast. And if you're interested in supporting the show, please consider becoming a member of the JCP. There are a couple of different tiers, different options. Check that out. I have a link to that in the description. Don't forget to check out the books available on Amazon. The Nothing That Never Happened, Train to Change, When Home Becomes a Housing in It. And if you'd like to bring me out to speak or present at your event, send me an email at justcorrections.booking@gmail.com. All right, guys, that's all I got. Until next time, be smart, stay safe, stay sane, and we'll talk soon.